One of the great ambassadors for the game of hockey is out for the season. Plus, the NHL has an agreement for a 56-game season starting January 13th. And a little bit of a congratulations to some great friends of ours. More information on that right now. This is the Bottom Line Podcast. I'm Jimmy Finizzi. I hope you're doing well. As always, thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to take a listen. I really do appreciate it. Before we get started, questions, opinions, Twitter and Instagram at BottomLineWMCX. Use the hashtag BottomLine. Leave a voice message on the Anchor app or at anchor.fm. And if you like what you see on YouTube, please leave a like and a comment down below. Helps out tremendously, and please make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you do not miss a single episode. And please make sure you subscribe on all audio listening platforms. Just include Jimmy when searching for the Bottom Line Podcast. Yes, I know I mentioned in the last episode that Neil and I would have a top 5 list of the best Christmas movies of all time, according to us. But that's going to have to wait until the episode after this one, because in this episode, a little bit of NHL news, one that's shocking to hear, and one that's incredibly positive. So I want to start with the shocking news first, because I like to end things on a high note. So the shocking news, in case you did not hear, is that Henrik Lundqvist, former goalie for the New York Rangers, currently of the Washington Capitals, and it's still weird to say that, but Henrik Lundqvist announced recently that he would be out for the season due to a heart condition that would affect his level of play. He released a statement on social media recently over the week, and I'm going to read it to you right now. And I also retweeted it at BottomLineWMCX if you want to go check it out for yourself and leave him well wishes. But Henrik Lundqvist says in his statement, quote, "It breaks my heart, literally, to share this news. I will not be joining the Capitals this upcoming season. After many weeks of tests and conversations with specialists around the country, it's been determined that a heart condition will prevent me from taking the ice. Together, we have decided that the risk of playing before remedying my condition is too high. So I will spend the coming months figuring out the best course of action. For the past 2 months, I have been so inspired by the opportunity to play in DC and committed to my game, spending every day at the rink to prepare for the upcoming season. The news was very difficult to process, but after the last test result earlier this week, we knew there was only one way to go from here. I want to thank the entire Capitals organization for not only giving me this opportunity, but also for their support throughout this challenging time, I will take the next few weeks to be with my family, and I'll be back to share the next steps. Henrik Lundqvist," end quote. He also released a video statement on the Capitals social media pages if you want to go check that out too. But damn, man, this really hurts. I mean, a heart condition, out of all things you can sit out the season for. I know torn ACL is terrible, broken jaw. Look, any injury is terrible. It really, really is. But to sit out with a heart condition that's going to affect your level of play. Look, I'm not sure if you remember. I forget exactly what year this was. But I do remember that game when Henrik Lundqvist took a puck to the neck. I think it was like right around this area. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm pointing to your right side of the neck and my left side of the neck. I believe he took it right around here because that's where one of your arteries is that leads to your heart. And after the game, he said, if I were to continue playing, I would have had a stroke. So, I mean, my goodness, I don't know how many of you remember that, and you can let me know exactly what game and what year that was on Twitter and Instagram. But I remember that vividly, and when I heard that, I was stunned. So smart of him to not play the rest of that game, but that just shows you how tough he can be. I mean, he literally fought through thick and thin. I've said this before and I'll say it again. He carried that entire Ranger organization on his back for virtually his entire career. He has had no help around him. He has had no defense, no blocked shots. His team has barely scored for him. So, look, you can say what you want about him. Yes, he gives up soft goals that he shouldn't allow. I get that. But every goaltender does. And look, he's going to be 39 years old coming up in 2021. He's obviously not the same goaltender that we're used to seeing. I get that. But Henrik Lundqvist is still one of the best goalies of this generation. Look, Martin Brodeur is the greatest goaltender of all time. No question about it. But of this generation, even though he does not have a Stanley Cup, Henrik Lundqvist is one of the best goalies of this generation, period. And you cannot convince me otherwise. And when I saw the news that he was going to the Washington Capitals, it was a bit weird. It still is. Because I thought, why would he want to go to a division rival? But that's beside the point. But a heart condition, man. I mean, look, I completely get it. I do. Because you don't want to risk anything with that type of problem. You want to rest up and make sure that everything is okay. And hopefully he can come back for at least one more season before he calls it a career. But I will say this. If he does decide to call it a career because of this, it's going to be a sad way to go. But at the same time, I do get it. Because, again, you don't want to risk anything. And plus, especially if you're going to live with this condition for possibly the rest of your life, I mean, you don't want to risk that. You really, really don't. So, at the end of the day, I understand why he's sitting out for the year. And if you're a Ranger fan out there, and if you're a Capitals fan out there, you probably were stunned to hear this news as well, like I was. But at the end of the day, I just want to say, Henrik Lundqvist, if somehow, some way you're watching or hearing this, I wish you nothing but the best. You're one of my idols. I grew up watching you. I loved watching you play, and I still do. I really wish nothing but the best for you, your family, and your loved ones. You are in my prayers. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and we really, really hope this isn't the end. But if it is, we truly, truly will understand. It'll hurt. It will. But we will understand, and we wish you nothing but the best. But he said he's going to take the next few weeks to evaluate everything, to be with his family. So if I hear anything, I will certainly let you know. I'm sure you'll hear it on social media first, but I'm sure I'll make an episode about it. But bottom line, this is very, very disappointing news to hear, but I do understand why Henrik Lundqvist is sitting out for the year. I could go back to, I could take a deep dive into his career, but I'm not going to do that here. It's not this episode. Plus, I'd be here for 2 hours doing that. But again, bottom line is Henrik Lundqvist, I wish him nothing but the best, a speedy recovery. I hope he stays safe, stays healthy, and I really hope that he does decide to come back for at least one more season if this gets treated right. But if not, then I understand if he decides to call it a career. But Hank, all the best to you, King. We love you and we respect you. All right, on to more positive news in the National Hockey League, as we have an agreement for a 56-game season starting January 13th. It is so relieving to hear that hockey is, in fact, going to be back for the quote-unquote 2020-2021 season. I say that in quotes because technically it would just be the 2021 season since it would be starting on January 13th. But I have an article here courtesy of ESPN. Not exactly sure who wrote it, so I apologize, but whoever wrote it, I want to give them credit for this. But this is courtesy of ESPN. The National Hockey League and its players reached a tentative deal on Friday, this past Friday, December 18th, to hold a 56-game season in 2021 beginning January 13th, pending the approval of each side's executive board and Canadian health officials. Deputy Commissioner Bill Daly confirmed the sides have an agreement pending the approval of various executive boards. Players on the NHL Players Association's executive board called Friday night supported moving forward with the agreed upon terms, a person with knowledge of the meeting told the Associated Press. The source spoke on condition of an anonymity, sorry if I'm saying that incorrectly, I can't speak today, because players had yet to officially approve the agreement. The league's Board of Governors could vote on the plan as soon as this weekend. Approval from health officials in the 5 Canadian provinces that have teams is still needed before the NHL can go ahead with the season. Training camps for the 7 teams that did not participate in last season's playoff bubbles would open December 31st, and camps would commence on January 3rd for the other 24 teams. It's unclear whether teams would play in their home arenas or in hub cities, though an all-divisional schedule is expected. Exhibition games aren't expected to be included in the lead-up to the new campaign. Sportsnet in Canada first reported the tentative agreement. The NHL follows the NBA in moving toward another regular season. The NBA season is scheduled to open this upcoming Tuesday, which is going to be very, very exciting stuff, especially for the Brooklyn Nets. Whew. Championship expectations, man. I mean, that's going to be really, really exciting stuff. One remaining hurdle is where the 7 Canada-based teams will play. The original plan was to put them in the same division, though tougher pandemic restrictions north of the border put that into limbo this week. So yeah, bottom line, this is going to be very, 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 very interesting. Look, I know it's not official yet. It probably will be by the time you're listening to this episode. So, hey, don't listen to me, but I digress there. But no, it seems like we have a very, very positive direction going for the NHL season. It looks like it's going to start on January 13th, but we got to wait for the vote. And again, the vote will probably be in by the time you're listening to this episode. So, hey, what do I know? But anyway, but yeah, this is going to be a very interesting season. 56 games as opposed to 82. Listen, I get it. So that means a lot of these games are going to be a smidge more important. It's going to be a little bit more of a, I don't want to say a sprint, but more like a regular run, not like a jog or a walk. If it was going to be a sprint to the playoffs, it would be a 40-something game season. But the fact that it's a 56-game season, it's going to be like a mild run. Like, how do I describe it? Like a mild sort of, like a regular running speed toward the playoffs, if you catch my drift. I'm sorry if that was confusing, but anyway. But yeah, the biggest hurdle now is where are these Canadian teams going to play? Because like I mentioned in the article, the original plan was an all-Canadian division, but now from what I've been hearing, supposedly they're working on now getting all the Canadian teams to play in the United States because of COVID-19 restrictions in Canada, because apparently they cannot get their you-know-what together on that. But I'm not going to get into that whole tangent. But that would probably be the best option for them, honestly. I probably wouldn't try to fight it with Canada anymore. I mean, I would just play in the United States. Maybe it would be best if they started the season in hub cities, and then once the vaccine is distributed everywhere else, then maybe I would consider going back to everybody's own hometown arenas, ice rinks, or whatever you want to call it. But for me, that's what I would do. I would start in hub cities. Like maybe you could start, again, this is not confirmed by me, so don't quote me on this. But maybe what I would do is maybe I would start making New York one hub city for Eastern Conference teams, and maybe making, what's a good one on the Western Conference? Maybe making the Shark Tank another hub city for Western Conference teams. I mean, that could be really, really cool. But hey, I'm no hockey savant. What do I know? But no, I'm just trying to throw out ideas here, man. If you have any suggestions on what they should do for the NHL season this year, let me know on Twitter and Instagram. But yeah, bottom line, this is going to be a very, very interesting yet exciting season for the National Hockey League. I cannot wait, especially for my New York Rangers. And by the way, speaking of, I mentioned Henrik Lundqvist earlier before this. If you're the Washington Capitals, now that Hank's out for the year, who's going to be your backup goalie? I know you got Samsonov, who's obviously going to be your your starter now, and Samsonov's one hell of a young goaltender. So that probably means the Capitals are probably going to call up this young kid, Vitek Vanacek. Or Vanacek, yeah, sorry if I'm saying that incorrectly. He's from the Czech Republic. He's 24 years young. He was drafted 39th overall in 2014 by the Washington Capitals, so they'll probably have to call him up to back up Samsonov. So it's going to be a very interesting situation there with the Capitals, but I think they'll figure it out. But that's beside the point. Bottom line is, this is going to be a very exciting NHL season. I'm really looking forward to it. Those are just some of my ideas, but hey, it looks like we're going forward with it, just like the NBA, and I'm really, really excited. And on that note, that'll wrap it up for this episode of the Bottom Line Podcast. If you have any thoughts on anything I discussed, let us know on Twitter and Instagram at BottomLineWMCX. Use the hashtag BottomLine. Leave a voice message on the Anchor app or at Anchor.fm. And again, if you like what you see on YouTube, please leave a like and a comment down below. Helps out tremendously. And please make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you do not miss a single episode. And please make sure you subscribe on all audio listening platforms. Just include Jimmy when searching for the Bottom Line Podcast. Before we go, I got to give a huge, huge congratulations to some very good friends of ours, because First to 11 has officially hit 1 million subscribers. They did it. Congratulations. It's well deserved. Look, they've been nothing but great supporters of ours for throughout this whole entire year, and we really cannot thank them enough for that. They've been so kind to us. And like I said, we may or may not have a bit of an announcement to make within the next couple of weeks, and it may or may not involve them. So hints for you right there. But seriously though, congratulations to our very good friends in First to 11 for hitting 1 million subscribers. Go check out their latest cover of Wanted Dead or Alive. In the words of that song, they've seen a million faces and they've rocked them all. Officially now. But seriously though, congratulations to First to 11 on 1 million subscribers. You absolutely deserve this. We love you guys. We thank you so much for all the constant support you've been giving us. And we're going to continue to be there for you as well. You absolutely deserve this milestone. So congratulations to First to 11 once again for hitting 1 million subscribers. Now that'll wrap up this episode of the Bottom Line Podcast. Again, leave me your thoughts on anything I discussed on Twitter and Instagram at BottomLineWMCX. I'm Jimmy Finizzi. This is the Bottom Line Podcast. Next episode, top 5 Christmas movies of all time, according to Neil and myself. We'll see you then. Peace out and take care.